price of becoming someone. Part 1. Where I came from. My name is Ray. I wasn't born successful. I didn't grow up in a house full of books or mentors. I grew up in a neighborhood where success wasn't a word anyone used seriously. We used words like survive, get by, or stay out of trouble. My dad was a janitor. My mom worked 2 jobs, morning shift at a laundromat, evening shift cleaning offices. Our little apartment in South Chicago had paint peeling from the walls and a heater that groaned like an old man in winter. I slept on the couch until I turned 15. I wasn't the smartest kid in school. My report cards were a collection of red marks and warnings. But even at that age, something burned inside me, a small, flickering flame. A question, really. Is this all there is? Part 2, the turning point. When I was 16, I met Mr. Daly, my school's janitor. One night, after a fight broke out in the hallway, I stayed late helping him mop up the blood. I asked him why he worked so hard. He didn't look up, just kept mopping. Because one day, someone will ask me how I did it all with nothing, and I want to have an answer. I never forgot that. That sentence hit me like a punch in the chest. He had nothing, and yet he wanted his life to be an answer. I began to think, what if success isn't about where you start, but what you do when no one's watching? That night I went home and Googled, how to be successful when you're poor and dumb. The internet is full of garbage, but sometimes it throws you a lifeline. That night, I discovered a YouTube video by Eric Thomas. That voice, that passion. I cried, not because it was motivational, but because it made me realize no one is coming to save me. I have to save myself. Part 3, the discipline era. The next morning, I woke up at 5 a.m., not because I had to, because I needed to start being the man I said I wanted to become. That year, I started doing push-ups, reading 1 page a day, writing 1 goal a day. I wasn't perfect. I fell off the track many times, but I kept coming back. That was the key. One habit led to another. I stopped hanging out with kids who only cared about shoes and weed. I started spending time in the library. I failed math again, but I studied and I passed it on the retake. That pass, it felt like winning the Super Bowl. Success isn't big wins. It's tiny wins that compound over time. At 18, I got a job flipping burgers. I worked 12 hours, came home, and spent 2 hours building a free blog on self-development. No followers, no likes, but I was practicing my voice. Nobody cared, but I cared, and that made all the difference. Part 4, the invisible years. Between 18 and 25, I wasn't successful. No one invited me to speak. No one liked my posts. No one believed in me. But I kept showing up. While others partied, I studied. While others slept, I wrote. While others laughed at me, I sacrificed. I remember my 22nd birthday. No cake, no party. Just me in my tiny room, writing a blog titled, Why I'll Never Be Average. That blog got 4 views. I printed it and taped it to my wall. It wasn't for them, it was for me. Part 5, the breakthrough. At 26, I posted a video on YouTube, How to Climb Out of Rock Bottom. I filmed it with my cracked iPhone on a park bench. I spoke with tears in my eyes. I said, no one's clapping for me, but that's okay. I'll clap for myself. That video got 17 views in the first week. But in the second week, it exploded. 500,000 views. Emails poured in from people around the world. Man, you spoke my truth. Thank you for this. You saved my life. That was the first time I realized success is not money. It's impact. That video landed me an invitation to speak at a youth seminar in Atlanta. They couldn't pay much, just covered travel and food. I went, I spoke, I gave everything. A teenager came up to me after and said, I was going to quit life, but not after today. That was my first real paycheck. Hope. Part 6, building the life. From 27 to 30, I built a brand, not overnight, day by day, video by video, word by word. I didn't buy luxury. I reinvested every dollar into better gear, better courses, better books. I networked, I failed, I got scammed, I cried, I doubted myself 1,000 times. But I remembered, discipline is doing what you said you'd do long after the mood you set it in has left. At 30, I launched my first book, Nobody's Coming, How I Became My Own Hero. It sold 5,000 copies the first month. Not because I was famous, because it was real, because people feel truth. Part 7, the true meaning of success. Now I'm 34. I own a business that employs 22 people. I've spoken in 13 countries. My books have reached over 100,000 readers. But let me tell you something. Success is not the money in my account. It's not the car I drive. It's not the social media clout. It's this. My mother no longer works 2 jobs. My father no longer cleans floors. I get to walk into a school and tell a broken kid, I was you, and look at me now. That is success. It's not about becoming rich. It's about becoming someone your younger self would be proud of. Part 8, Lessons from the Climb. Here are the 8 truths I learned on the way. 1. No one is coming. You are the rescue. Stop waiting. Start building. 2. Discipline eats motivation for breakfast. Motivation fades. Habits stay. 3. Tiny wins matter. 1 page, 1 push-up, 1 extra hour. 4. Cut noise. Add purpose. If they don't build you, they're breaking you. 5. Fail fast. Fail forward. Your mistakes are your teachers. 6. Stay hungry. Stay humble. Growth requires both. 7. Serve. Always serve. Your success is meaningless if it lifts no one else. 8. Never forget where you came from. That pain, that past, it's your power. Final words. So, how do you become successful? Let me answer you simply. Not with a speech, not with a quote, but with a truth I carved with my own blood, sweat, and years. You become successful when you decide to outwork your excuses, when you trade comfort for growth, when you stop talking and start becoming. Success is earned in the dark, in silence, in grind, in failure, in persistence. There is no shortcut. There is only the long road. But I promise you, if you walk it, if you fall and get up, if you believe even when no one else does, then one day someone will look at you and say, "How did you do it?" And you'll smile and say, "I never stopped showing up." The end.